Alright, welcome friends to the first video going over what we've learned in the first lesson of guitar. In this video I'm going to be going over the parts of the guitar, the strings, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about guitar posture. Okay? So, in the first lesson, you should have received this diagram. I don't know if my camera is picking it up, but this is basically going over the parts of the guitar. So this is a guitar, obviously. And from the top, we'll move our way down. We have the headstock, okay? This is called the headstock of the guitar. Right on the headstock, we have our tuning pegs. So the headstock is where the strings kind of attach on. The tuning pegs are what we use to make the strings sound different. We make them tighter or looser, and that changes the sound of the strings. When we are playing, when you are in class, and with some of you guys have guitars at home, I don't really want you to be playing with the tuning pegs, trying to tune the guitar yourself just yet. If you want to bring the guitar to me to class, I can tune them for you. If you want me to tune your personal guitars, go ahead and bring them. I will be tuning the guitars that we use in class before you guys get there. And moving forward, I will do a class or a little lesson going over tuning so you guys can kind of apply that to your own homes and your own guitars. You guys can use apps and stuff like that, but just for now, I would like for you not to touch the tuning pegs because you could break a string and it'll hurt yourself and it'll also hurt the guitar. All right. Right under that, we have our nut. That's the white part of our guitar. It's called the nut. And then moving down, we have, this is the neck, okay? This entire part of the guitar is the neck. These little boxes that you see here are called the frets, and they're all numbered. So if I tell you to put your finger on a string in the first fret is always the one that's closest to the headstock. So this box is the first fret. And then we'll move down second fret, third fret, fourth fret, so on and so forth, okay? But when I'm talking about the first fret, it's always the one closest to the headstock, okay? And this overall is called the fretboard. Okay, but when I'm talking about the frets, I'm talking about the boxes. Okay, and then we have the body of our guitar. That is where we have our sound hole. It's this hole right here. That is where the sound projects out. You know, when you strum the strings, that's where the sound projects out from. Moving down, we have our bridge, and that's kind of where the guitar strings end. That's kind of where they attach over here. Some of you guys in your guitars at home will have a pick guard. And I know that that's on the diagram that I've given you as well. Some guitars have them, some guitars don't. The pick guard is only there in case you scratch your guitar. So when you're strumming, when you're using a pick, a guitar pick, sometimes it'll rub against the wood over here and it might create scratches, which is why we have a pick guard. Most musicians need a pick guard if they're going super fast and hard on their guitar, but you guys shouldn't be going that fast. You don't need to be going that fast because if we do that, then we might risk breaking one of our strings. So you don't need a pick guard, and if you have one, that's okay. If you don't, that's fine. Okay? But yeah, that's all the parts of our guitar. We have our headstock, our nut, our frets, our strings, our neck, our body, sound hole, and bridge. Okay? So now let's talk a little bit about guitar posture. When we're sitting with the guitar, you want to be flat on your bum, and if you are right-handed, your right hand is going to be near the sound hole, and your left hand is going to be on the neck of the guitar, okay? If you are left-handed, it's the opposite. So the neck is going to be in your right hand, and the left hand is going to be near your sound hole. So the rule is that your dominant hand is always near the sound hole, your non-dominant hand is always on the neck. We want to use this curve of the guitar. I don't know if you can tell. This curve down here, this bottom curve, is going to be on our right leg or our left leg, depending on where what hand is near the sound hole. Okay, my right hand is near the sound hole. My right leg is going to be what the guitar is resting on. Okay, when you're sitting with the guitar, you want the neck to kind of be perpendicular to the floor. It's okay if it comes up a little bit, that's totally fine, but we don't want to be playing down here. We never want it tilting downwards, okay? Because it's going to really hurt your wrist. One thing that beginner guitar students also like to do is play like this. They want to see the guitar, they want to see what they're doing, so they're going to play with the guitar flat on their lap. We really want to make sure that the guitar is standing up and the sound hole is looking outwards so that our sound projects better, we sound really great, and it doesn't hurt our wrist to be playing like this, okay? You guys can really hurt your hands if we're playing like this. So even if it's tempting, I really want you to keep the guitar straight on your lap, okay? And now that we've kind of gone over the parts of the guitar and a little bit about guitar posture, let's talk about the strings. When you are playing the guitar is on your lap, the string that is the highest, you know, the one that's closest to your face, I guess. The top string is the E string. This is called the low E string, okay? Right underneath that, we have the A string, that's the A string. Right underneath that, we have our D string. Under that, we have our G string. Right underneath that, we have the B string, and our last string is the high E string. That's the highest string on our guitar. And I know that the one on top is also an E, but the one on top is called the low E. It's the lowest string on our guitar. And the last one is called the high E, the highest string on our guitar. And when we are counting the strings, we're actually going to be moving from bottom up. So the high E is number 1. The B is number 2. G is number 3. D is number 4. A is number 5. And low E is number 6. Okay? So high E is always number 1. Low E is number 6. So we have our E, A, G, D, B, E. I messed that up. E, A, D, G, B, E. E, A, D, G, B, E. If you can think of a fun acronym for that, then be my guest. I can't really think of any right now, but if I do come up with one, I'll let you know in class. But that's all the parts of our guitar, and that's kind of a little bit of a refresher on how we sit with the guitar. If you move on to the next video, then I will explain how to play Deo and the chords needed for that song. All right? Yeah.